take a look at some of the dailies here this morning. And the Guardian newspaper, concerns over Naira's fair value after CBN's $2 billion lifeline. So that is the big lead on the front page of the Guardian here today. And then on to Vanguard, LG polls. PDP has lost Rivers. BOT chair Fubara laments. That is the big lead on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And then they have a lot of writers. Says party rocked its own boat, ignored warnings. We've uncovered plans to unleash violence on LG headquarters, Fubara, and it goes on the front page. This Nigeria, food prices still high, suffocating. Farmers, traders, consumers lament, urge Tinubu to intervene urgently in crisis of survival. And then at the bottom strip, Serap to president, withhold allocations from states with non-credible LG polls. Also at the bottom strip right there. New Telegraph, Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Many Nigerians unwilling to leave Lebanon, says FG. As government makes plans to send C-130 aircraft to Beirut, only 500 out of 2,000 registered in Middle East nation have indicated readiness to leave, ascribed to the ministry. And then beneath that lead story, NAS will tinker with existing laws to guarantee full LG autonomy, ascribed to Akpabio. So that's what you also find right there. Daily Trust, how multi-billion naira illicit arms entered Nigeria 23 times in 7 years. Trend portends grave danger, ascribed to experts. Investigation ongoing, says Customs. NSA's office takes custody of seized ammunition. So there are questions as to the previous ammunition that has been seized over time. What becomes of all of those? The Daily Times, Serap to Tinubu, withhold allocation to states failing to conduct credible LG polls. The Daily Independent is on a different narrative entirely. Bring debt capital to life to tame appetite for borrowing, FG urged. And then at the bottom strip, Nigeria's low savings fueling interest rate hike. That's according to Kalu, Ideka Kalu right there. The blueprint, protest greets outcome of Rivers, Benue, Akwa Ibom, LG polls. The Business Day focuses on the economy, why Naira stability hinges on 2 million barrels per day of oil. Those are some of the lead stories here today. Have a look at the Abuja Inquirer, VIO, FCT to lose billions over court judgment. And then the riders, Abuja residents hail restrictions, FCTA malls appeal. And then above that list, the core members worry over delayed 77,000 naira new allowance. The Nigerian Tribune, new Rivers begins from now, ascribed to Fubara. At the bottom strip, responds to the economy, a question many have been asking over time. Now the CBN is responding. It says, why we floated the Naira, as ascribed to the CBN governor. Gives scorecard after 1 year in office. Mops up 1.335 trillion naira as money supply hits 107.1 trillion naira this morning.
Well, quite a lot to digest when you look at the papers this morning. You know, they're as varied as the faces of Nigerians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you look at the headlines. But for me this morning, I'd like to highlight the front page of Daily Trust, which is a concern that usually crosses my mind anytime I see, you know, visuals of, you know, you just see the story. Customs intercepts illicit cache of arms. And you see, you know, the amount of arms we're talking about, maybe they're in their hundreds, sometimes thousands, a lot of guns, a lot of bullets, and they caught this one. Look at the front page of Daily Trust. How multi-billion naira illicit arms entered Nigeria 23 times in 7 years. And a number of people always wonder, for every one that we catch, how many did we miss? I don't know if that question occurs to you. If that question goes
They've
through
been
your
catching
mind.
for a long time.
We've been catching
Former
for a long
late NSA.
Yeah.
You just skipped me now. But then you also had this just this
But
last
which
government.
former NSA? That's okay.
No.
Which
That died in a helicopter crash along with the
Azazi.
along with the governor of
Owaye Azazi.
Kaduna State. Yes. So during that time too, there was a lot that was caught that they seized. Where are they? What happens? This time, the last government, Buhari's government, we saw a lot of them. Where are they?
23 times in 7 years.
So what is going on?
So big question, what do we do first with the ones that we catch? And then, are there others that have passed through which we missed? Because don't forget, I mean, once or twice, these things have actually left the port. Some of them were caught on the road. So you ask, you know, the NASA was through timely information, you know, that's how they were able to stop them in their tracks. But then you wonder, the 1 or 2 trucks slip through. It is something that should, I don't know whether it should give us sleepless nights, but I think it should put us, you know, in a state of vigilance, in a place where we are eyes wide open. You know, we don't take things for granted. You don't sleep in on your security. A number of people who live in Lagos and Abuja, you know, I think that there is some relative safety in these areas. But if you just step outside the vicinity of these places, you know, once you actually do feel like, my God, anything can happen here. And I don't know what, you know, how quickly state authorities will respond.
Sure.
So as much as possible, while I know that, you know, there are many places for leakages, I will plead with our security agencies. When it comes to matters of arm and ammunition, let us, you know, drop all sentiments. Let us understand that this is danger for our country. And let no amount of bribe or no amount of, you know, attempt to compromise our security agencies or agents, you know, be successful. I hope there's no wishful thinking. And I hope that please are not falling on deaf ears, because the more they enter, the more our unity, the more our safety as citizens, the more this country, the entirety called Nigeria, will be undermined, and the potential for it to not exist, you know, will be very high. So I want to imagine that, you know, whilst a number of things we can look the other way, I'm not saying that if it's not supposed to be allowed, some things have lower consequences. But some things, when you decide to turn a blind eye and say, no, I cannot fight my oga or whatever it is, the consequences are deeper, not just for you, but for your children's children. So think about that when next you are tempted to turn a blind eye. While this is commendable that we have been able to catch, you know, this number of cash 23 times in 7 years, I still think that vigilance, they say, is the price freedom.
Well, I don't know if this group of people had thought about the consequences of their action over the years. They might have conducted themselves differently. I'm talking about what you see on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer. Remember last week, the news also came through where the Federal High Courts, which sat in Abuja, barred the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. You know those chaps that wear black and white, and then the back you see DRTS. So themselves and VIO, the court barred them from confiscating or imposing fines on motorists. Now that headline says that VIO, FCTA to lose billions over court judgments. So, but look at the rider there. I think that's quite instructive. Abuja residents hail restrictions. Well, I tell you, it's not just Abuja residents. This is a nationwide hailing, you know, on the part of that order, because they've been terrorizing people for far too long. These chaps who are in uniform. See if they hadn't thought about the consequences of their actions. If they had conducted themselves decently all this while, over the years, perhaps it might not have come to this. But look, don't try to blackmail us. You can lose billions, but find a way to do your businesses. It just says you cannot be the judge and the jury in your own case. So it goes against the principle of natural justice. So if you cannot think about a way to do it, then why are you in that office in the first place?
Shomali, don't forget, I mean, just to play devil's advocate here, these people, one of the reasons why they're as aggressive as they are is because they don't get paid by government. They get paid from what they raise.
Yeah, but...
So if they don't raise anything, they don't get paid.
No, I get that, but they're not saying, you can't say you want to raise money and then you violate the law. Can I go and steal and be an armed robber and say, I don't have money, I have to get money?
All they're doing,
there's a law.
All they're doing is stopping vehicles, any type of vehicle, and saying, have you done your papers?
No, that's not all.
But I think that, you know...
They do more than that. That's why the court ruled on it.
They've gone about it the wrong way, in the sense that they were created for a reason. The Vehicle Inspectorate was created to ensure that we have cars that are serviceable on our roads. You know, cars, roadworthiness. What exactly does roadworthiness mean? You know, sometimes you're driving and you see a vehicle that clearly has no business being, even with your ordinary eyes, you know, has no business being on the road. That vehicle is not harassed. But yours that you might need to, you know, put some machines through before you can even, is the one that they will stop. So, you know, there have been questions as to what exactly has been the yardstick for measurements, and that if they were really effective, the amount of vehicles we see on our road, we shouldn't see. But this is the situation. This is where we are right now. Don't forget, jobs are also at stake.
No, I don't. You see,
it's not blackmail.
No.
Let's find out.
Jobs are not.
How many VIO officials are we looking at here?
I don't think jobs are at stake.
You don't think so?
I don't think jobs are at stake.
Because if they lose billions,
they're not losing billions.
How are they going to pay them their salaries?
Losing billions by harassing people on the road? No, I don't agree. There are ways you can do this and get more money than you're getting. If I have those knowledge in terms of how you can get more money, how much? Look, there are several things.
Maybe you should consult a consultant.
This is not a big deal. You can get more money.
Consultant, VIO.
It's not a big deal.
But that's the headline. I mean,
that's smart Nigerians out there. They will come to you and give you ideas. But you know what happens usually in this part of the world. But there are several ways to do it. This is the 21st century. Don't tell me you have to arrest someone, you have to hold somebody by the jugular, stop them from going to work. Come on. No. Well, unfortunately, the court has ruled. Who are we to challenge that? So,
well, how convenient, Chimberlain.
I can't disobey court order.
You see FCTA Mall's appeal there. Who knows?
Wish them luck. All right, guys. We're back in a moment. Stay on with us.